Today I'm focusing on how access, not ability, impacts students and educators, especially those with invisible disabilities. My focus is on understanding hidden disabilities such as ADHD, dyslexia, and mental health, and how barriers in communications and school systems lead to access being mistaken for ability. The aim is to explore how access impacts inclusion for students and teachers. From my experience in schools, people are often expected to perform before they're given access they need, and that leads to a misinterpretation of their ability. Research shows that communication barriers limit access when information isn't clear or structured. In school settings, this often impacts students with attention or processing differences, who may understand content but struggle with how it's delivered. Policy gaps also show that legal protections don't always translate into real access in practice. Studies on service learning show that direct interaction reduces stereotypes and shifts how people perceive ability. Universal design for learning emphasizes designing access first through multiple ways to engage, represent, and respond. Across all of this research, the consistent pattern is that when access improves, perceptions of ability improve as well. In the fourth grade classroom, I've seen how access directly changes outcomes. When I only gave verbal directions, some of my students, especially those with ADHD and processing differences, didn't start the task. When I added some visual steps and chunked the assignment, those same students completed it independently. I've also seen students with dyslexia demonstrate strong understanding when they're allowed to respond verbally instead of only through writing. What changed wasn't their ability, it was their access. This connects the universal design for learning and cultural relevant pedagogy, where instruction is designed to remove barriers before they impact performance. I interviewed Emily Siegerman, a student achievement coach and MTSS lead. She emphasized that one of the biggest challenges in schools is recognizing when something is an access issue instead of an ability issue. She also pointed out that teachers experience the similar barriers, but they're often expected to manage them without structured support. Her work focuses on helping teachers build systems that support both students and educators. To complete this project, I combined research, classroom experience, and an interview. I developed 10 interview questions focused on access and inclusion and analyzed patterns across all sources. One consistent pattern was that people are expected to perform before they're actually given access to succeed. I've seen this with students being asked to work independently before they fully understand expectations, with teachers being expected to maintain consistency regardless of workload or stress. That expectation itself becomes a barrier. The biggest takeaways is that barriers are often built into systems, not individuals. In schools, I've seen students with ADHD, dyslexia, and other invisible disabilities struggle when expectations are unclear or rigid. At the same time, educators are also experience access challenges, but those are often less visible and less supported. What I've realized is we usually don't see the barrier, we only see the result of the barrier. This has shifted my thinking from focusing on ability to asking what excess is missing. This project has raised several important questions for me. How can schools encourage voluntary disclosure without stigma? What systems ensure teachers receive the same access accommodations as students? How can technology tools improve communication and accessibility in classrooms? What professional development best supports educators in recognizing and addressing implicit bias? In conclusion, inclusion is not just about providing support, it's about designing systems that reduce barriers from the start. From my experience in schools, when access improves, performance improves. If we focus on access first, we reduce the need for interventions later and create more equitable environments for both students and educators. And these are the references that supported my research and understanding throughout the project.